Good afternoon to you all. Okay, okay, we'll discuss the doubt. Let me complete some theory part, then we'll discuss the doubt. Okay, fine. Okay, so yesterday what we have discussed some problems on projectile. Okay, now we will discuss about projection from the height. Okay, the projection from the height. Okay, so if we are project now, see what all case we have taken. In that cases, we have taken the projection from the ground. We can see here all the cases which we have taken the projection from the ground. But now we will take the projection from certain height. Okay, so there can be three types of projection. Okay, first is horizontal projection from the height. Horizontal projection from the height. Okay, horizontal projection from the height. So let us take uh, let us suppose a building is there of height h. Okay, now from this building, we are projecting the ball horizontally with the velocity u. Okay, did you understand this? Means what we are doing here, we are projecting the ball from certain height h horizontally. Okay, then what we have to find? We have to find the range of the projectile, the range at the time taken by the projectile to reach the ground. Okay, fine. So we have to find the time taken by this projectile. Now this ball will follow a projectile path. Okay, it will follow a projectile path. Now when it will reach the ground, you have to find the range of this projectile. Then you have to find the time taken. Okay, so two things we can find here. First, the range of projectile, and second is the time taken. Second is the time of the flight. Time of the flight. Okay, fine. Now horizontal velocity means what? What do you understand horizontal projection of the body? Horizontal means, will there be any component of the projectile along the y-axis? Horizontal means there will be no component of the initial velocity along the y-axis. Okay. See, only x-axis component is there. So can I write here as ux is equal to u? It has only horizontal component. There will be no initial vertical component. So initial vertical component is 0. Did you understand this? Horizontally means when you throw the ball, okay. Horizontally means it will only have the velocity along the x-axis. There will be no velocity along the y-axis. Okay, fine. There will be no velocity along the y-axis. So uy will be 0 and ux will be equal to u. Okay. Now, if we apply the equation of motion along the x-axis, no, it will move in projectile path. Means so you can do the experiment. You go to first floor of your house and you throw the object horizontally. You will see that the particle will follow projectile path because it will be under the action of gravity here. Okay, so it will follow the projectile path. How we can say, because it is horizontal velocity. You are throwing the particle horizontally. Okay, so there will be no component of vertical. Uy will be 0 in this case. Okay, fine. Now, now if I apply the equation of motion along the y-axis, okay, if we apply the equation of motion along y-axis, we can use the second equation of motion, that is Sy equal to uyt plus half ayt square. Okay, Sy equal to uyt along plus half of ayt square. Now you think here, what is the how much this particle will get vertically displaced? When you throw the object from this point, we assume this point to be origin. Correct now? We can use the concept in kinematics 1D. that the point where we are throwing the object is taken as origin. If this is taken as origin, then how much it has vertically displaced? How much it has vertically displaced? Tell me. How much it is vertically displaced? Minus h. Very good. Why minus h? Because it is below the origin or reference point. So the displacement of the body, which means sy, in this case would be minus h. Okay. So if you substitute the value here, what we will get? We'll get sy equal to minus h. Initial vertical velocity is 0 because we are throwing the object horizontally. So this would be 0. Okay, 0 minus, because ay is minus g, so minus half g into t square, which means the time of the flight t will be equal to 2h by g square root. So square root of 2h by g is the time of the flight, means time taken by this horizontal projection will be root of 2h by g. Okay, root of 2h by g. No, displacement is final position minus initial position. Na? So when the body reaches this point, how much vertical displacement it has then? Minus h. This coordinate will be what? This is 0. This is origin. So can we find the coordinate of this point? That would be r comma minus h. R comma minus h is the coordinate at this point, which means how much vertical displacement it has done? Minus h. Okay. Displacement along the y-axis minus h na. Displacement along the y-axis minus h. So sy will be minus h. Fine. So time of the flight will come as root of 2h by g. Now can you find the range of this projectile? Now to find the range means we have to apply the equation along the x-axis. So range, or you can say displacement along the x-axis will be equal to ux into t. Okay. Now range, if you are taking the range, then t will be time of the flight. So can we say here as the horizontal displacement, which is range, that must be equal to ux. Now ux is how much? U, because it has been thrown horizontally. So it should be u into time of the flight, which is root of 2h by g. That is the range of the projectile when we throw the projectile horizontally. Okay, fine. Okay, did you understand this horizontal projectile? Yes, acceleration along the x-axis will be 0, ax will be 0, displacement along the y-axis is minus h, initial uy will be 0. Okay, initial uy will be 0 because we are throwing the ball horizontally. Horizontally means there will be no component of the y-axis. We will only have the horizontal component, which is u. Okay. Yes, to find the time of the flight, we have to apply the equation of motion along the y-axis only. Yes, yes, yes. Not about the x-axis. Yes. Okay, I hope you understand this. My see, why minus h I have written? I told you when I was teaching you kinematics one day, I told you the point where we are throwing the object is taken as origin. So below the origin is negative h. Yes, downward motion of the body. If you miss one of the class, then you won't understand anything. Okay. See, no one will explain like this. Okay, I'm writing each and every point there. Otherwise, I would have told you just you do like this and you get the answer. Still, you don't understand anything. See, I won't explain again. Okay. I told you, I am telling you again and again. Why can't you understand? You came late, that is your problem. That is not my problem. Okay. I cannot teach you again because I have explained this 2 times and you are joining late. That is your problem, not my problem. Okay. Fine. You have to come in time. Otherwise, I won't explain anything. It is not like you come after half an hour, you leave before half an hour. Then you say, sir, I don't understand anything. I am foolish that I come in time. I should also join 10 minutes late. No, I should also join 10 minutes late. I should leave you 10 minutes before. 10 minutes before. No, I won't explain. That is your fault, not my fault. Okay. Okay, write down one problem for this. You have to come in time, otherwise I won't repeat again and again. Okay. We have a building, say height. You can take height as whatever you take, 40 meters. Okay. We are throwing the object horizontally with the speed of 10 meter per second. Find the range and time of the flight. Find the range and time of the flight. Okay, do it now. A ball is thrown with the speed of 10 meter per second horizontally from the height of a building 40 meter. What is the range and the time of the flight? 10 root 2 is what? 10 root 8 is what? Time, range, okay. Time of the flight? Fine. So I think we can do it. Simple it is. I think we can directly apply the formula. Time of flight will come as root of 2h by g. Okay. So height is how much? 40 meter. So it should be what? Root of 2 into 40 by 10 means root 8. Root 8 seconds. Root 8 means 2 root 2 second is the time of the flight. Okay. Now we have to find the range. So range is equal to ux into t means 10 into 2 root 2 means 20 root 2 meter is the range here. Okay. 20 root 2 meter is the range here. Yes. So that is the answer. So simple problem it is. Okay. So I hope you understand how we are throwing, how we are getting the range and time of the flight when we throw the object horizontally. Okay. When we throw the object horizontally. Okay. Now next case in this is we are projecting the object from certain height only. Okay. But we are projecting the object upward means with some angle theta from the horizontal. Okay. So for this problem we can take some data also. Okay. You can take this height to be 15 meter. Okay. This height to be 15 meter you can take from the ground. Okay. This velocity we can take 10 root 2 meter per second. This angle is 45 degree. So again in this case what we need to find? We need to find the time of the flight and the range of the projectile. We need to find the time of the flight and the range of the projectile. Now you can see that. What is the difference between the previous problem and this problem? Can you tell me the difference between previous problem and this problem? In the previous cases, we have taken the horizontal projection of the body. But here we are projecting at an angle, see, 45 degree from the horizontal. Okay. So here By will not be 0. Yes, very good. By will not be 0 here. Okay. By will have some value. Uy will have some value and Ux will also have some value. Okay. Can you find the time of the flight and the range in this case? Time of the flight and range. And can you find the maximum height also? We can find or not? Okay, maximum height also you can find. Okay, find maximum height also. Okay, time of the flight, range, and maximum height. Do it now. So how is the path of the projectile? See, the projectile will follow this path. Correct now. So at this point, it will have the maximum height, h max. Okay, correct now. This while will have the maximum height. This is the range of the projectile. This is the range r, and t the time of the flight. Okay, fine. I don't know the answer. Okay, I will solve the question. Okay, I think time of flight will come at 3 seconds only. Yes. Okay, so in this problem, we need to find the range, b time of the flight, and c the maximum height. All we have to find in this case. Okay, the basic method remains same. Okay, the basic method remains same. If you have understood the method properly, you can solve easily this problem. Okay, if you find the method properly, you would have easily solved this problem. Okay, see, time is 3 seconds, very good. Then range, what is the range here? What is the range? One more you can find here. One more part you can find here. The part you can find as velocity when it hit the ground. Velocity when it hits the ground. Okay, solve now. Okay, fine. So see, if you write like this now in the comment box, I will tell coordinator sir to see you. Okay, don't try to be smart. Okay, what are you writing here? I will ask. I will message now only. What you are doing here? Okay, so let us solve this problem now. Okay, see, we are projecting the ball with a body with a speed of 10 root 2 at an angle with the horizontal. Okay, so it will have two component. One will be what? Horizontal component, that is ux, which will be equal to 10 root 2 into cos 45. Cos 145 is root 2. So this will come as 10 meter per second. That is ux. Similarly, uy will be equal to 10 meter per second. So initial velocity along the x-axis is 10 meter per second, and initial velocity along the y-axis is 10 meter per second. Okay, that we found. Now next thing what we have to find, the time of the flight. To find the time of the flight, we need to write the equation of motion along the y-axis. Okay, so if I write the equation of motion along the y-axis, we have to use this equation: sy equal to uyt plus half of ayt square. What is sy? Sy is the displacement along the y-axis. Now, what is the displacement on the y-axis? Minus 15 meters. So sy will be equal to minus 15 meter. Okay. So can we use this equation here that minus 15 equal to uy. Now what is uy here? 10, 10t. Okay, 10 into t minus half into 10 into t square. Okay, we'll get minus 15 equal to 10t minus 5t square. Okay, so we can we can write this equation as t square minus 2t minus 3 equal to 0. So if you solve, you get the time of the flight t equal to 3 seconds. So that is the first part. The time of the flight is equal to 3 seconds. Okay. Now next thing what we have to find? The range of the projectile. Now range is equal to ux, means velocity along the x-axis, into time of the flight. Okay. What is ux value? 10. Okay. So ux is 10. 10 into 3 means 30 meter is the range here. So what is the range here? 30 meter is the range. Okay. So range will come as 30 meter. Okay. Is this correct now? Range is ux into t. Time of the flight is 3 seconds. So 10 into 3, 30 meter. Okay. That is the second part. Now third part, what is we have to find? Maximum height. Okay. Now we know that, just tell me one thing. When can you have the maximum height? When the velocity is 0 at the top. When velocity is 0 at the top. Okay. Now if I take this point as origin, this point we have taken as origin, then can you find the height from the origin which we have taken? This height we can find. We can take h1. Okay. h1 is the height from the horizontal. h1 is the height from the horizontal. Okay. So if I find h1 there, so which equation we can use? Sy equal to vy whole square minus uy whole square by 2 into ay. Now this point is origin. From the horizontal, how much distance it has to travel? h1. Okay. So final velocity is 0. So we get 0 square minus 0 square minus 10 square, 0 square minus 10 square by 2 into minus g, which is equal to h1, which is equal to h1. Correct now? So therefore h1 will come as 100 by 2 into 10 means how much? 50 meters. Correct now? No, sorry, 5 meters, not 50, 5 meters. So h1 is 5, but the height from the ground will be how much? 5 plus 15, 20 meters. So maximum height would be, maximum height is 5 plus 15 means 20 meters.
बंद करी भैया, दरवाजा बंद कर तब वो आएगा, तो बंद कर दी उसको बेचारे को, बंद कर दी अंदर।
Okay, 20 meter. Fine. So h max will be 20 meter from the ground. This is from the ground. Okay, fine. Did you understand this or not? The maximum height from the ground is how much? 20 meter. Okay. Now what we need to find? We need to find the velocity when it hit the ground. Okay. Velocity when it hits the ground. So how to find the velocity when it hit the ground? So when it hits the ground, its velocity will be along this direction v. Okay. Now this v will have two components. One would be along the x-axis, which is vx. Other will be along the y-axis, vy. Understood? So when it hits the ground, it has two components. One along the x-axis, other along the y-axis. Okay, fine. Vy is not zero here. I'm not telling you vy is zero. When it hit the ground, it will have velocity v, inclined velocity. So that will have two components, vx and vy. Vx and vy. Okay, fine. When it hits the ground, it has a velocity v. So it will have two components. One will be along the x-axis, other will be along the y-axis. Okay, so first we find Vx, then we find Vy. Okay, so to find the Vx, Vy won't be 0 because it will hit the floor, it will hit the ground horizontal, means inclined way. It will hit the ground inclined way. See, you can see the figure itself. It is hitting the ground in inclined way. Okay, see, you can see here. Fine. So we have to find Vx and Vy. So to get Vx, Vx is the velocity of the particle after t time along the x-axis. So Vx must be equal to ux minus gt. Okay, so what is, no, minus g, no, see, velocity along the x will not change because horizontal velocity remains same in projectile. Okay, horizontal velocity remains same in the projectile. So Vx will be equal to ux, that will come as how much, 10 meter per second. So Vx is equal to 10 meter per second. Okay, now next thing what we have to find, Vy. Now Vy is equal to uy minus gt. Okay, so Vy equal to, uy is how much, 10 plus 10, uy is plus 10 minus 10 into time of the flight. Time of the flight is 3 seconds, means minus 20 meter per second. So Vy will come as minus 20 meter per second. This will come as minus 20 meter per second, and Vx will be 10 meter per second. So what is the velocity? The velocity V will be equal to square root of Vx square plus Vy square, which is how much? Square root of 10 square plus minus 20 whole square, means root of 500 meter per second is the velocity. Okay, when it hit the ground, it has a velocity of root of 500 meter per second. Understood? U velocity will not change because in a projectile, the horizontal velocity remains same. The vertical velocity will change. Okay, so the answer for this is minus root of 500 meter per second. In projectile, yes, yes, yes. Uy 0. Uy is 0 there. Okay, okay, I will explain again. Okay, just see. Now you have to listen carefully. I won't explain again. Okay, so just please listen properly. Okay. In this case, we are throwing the object at a velocity of 10 root 2 at an angle of 45 degree from the horizontal. This is the initial condition given to us. We are throwing the object from the height of 15 meters from the ground. Okay. So if you remember in kinematics 1D, I told you the point where you are throwing the object is taken as origin. So I have taken this point as origin. So if you draw this, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Fine. Okay. So what is the initial velocity along the x-axis? That would be equal to 10 root 2 into cos 45. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So root 2 cancel out. We get ux equal to 10 meter per second. Uy is equal to 10 meter per second. Ux and uy are the initial velocity along the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, fine. Now, how much this particle is displacing along the vertical direction? That would be equal to 15 meters. Okay, because the when you throw the object, it will follow a projectile. It reaches ground at this point. When it reaches ground, the coordinate of this point will be r comma minus h, because how much vertical displacement it has done, minus h. Okay, and how much horizontal displacement it has done, r. So r comma minus h. What is h here? H is 15 meters, so we can write this as minus 15 meter is the point where it is hitting the ground. Okay, now we have to find the time of the flight. Now to find the time of the flight, we have to use this equation. Sy equal to u by t minus half a by t square. Sy is the vertical displacement, which is minus 15. Uy is the initial velocity, which is 10 meter per second. Is positive side because it is on the positive side. So minus 10 meter per second plus half gt square. Okay, half gt square. So from there we get the value of t, which will come as 3 seconds. So in 3 seconds, this ball will reach the ground. In 3 seconds, this ball will reach the ground. We cannot use the formula 2uy by g. Okay, when it hits the ground, the point where when it hits the ground, it will be r comma minus 15. Na? This is the origin here. This is the origin. You can see this is the origin. How much it has displaced on the y-axis? Minus 15. How much it has displaced on the x-axis? That is r comma minus 15. Okay. So the time of the flight will come as 3 seconds. The time of the flight will come as 3 seconds. Okay. Now the range. Now range we know as ux into t. Okay. Ux is the velocity along the x-axis, which is 10, and time of the flight is 3, which is 30 meters. So range will come as 30 meters. Range will come as 30 meter here. Okay. Now next point, we have to find the maximum height from the ground. Okay. Now just think, if you take this point as origin, if I use the formula of h max, means if this is the origin, if I draw the straight line like this, how much it has vertical displacement from this point? That is h1. Okay, h1 is the vertical displacement here. So can we find h1 equal to vy square minus uy square by 2ay, which will come as 5 meter. Means from horizontal, this h1 is 5 meter. This is 5 meter. From the ground, it should be 15 plus 5, means 20 meter. 20 meter will come from the ground. That is the maximum height. Okay, fine. And then we have this velocity when it hit the ground. So you can see when it hitting the ground, the direction of velocity will be somewhat like this. Okay, you can see there. This is the direction of velocity. It will have two components, one along the x, other along the y. So vx is 10 meter per second, and vy we found as uh, minus 20 meter per second. Okay, fine. We cannot use 2uy by g formula. The reason is that that formula is only valid when you are throwing the object from the ground. But here you are not throwing from the ground. Here we are throwing from certain height. There is a difference between both the things. That is why I'm deriving each and everything. Okay. And I told you in the first class itself, I won't give you any formula. I will give you the method to solve that. If you have learned the method, you can get the answer. But if you are looking for the formula, then I don't think I will give you any formula. Okay. Fine. Okay. So I hope you understand this also. This is oblique collision, oblique projection from a height. This we can also say oblique projection from a height. Okay. Fine. Yes. Now one more case is there from the height. One more case is there. See, when you reach the maximum height, the final velocity should be 0 now. That is what we are doing now. When you are throwing the object from this point, when can you have the maximum height? When velocity is 0 there. Okay. Here velocity was 10 meter per second. Here velocity is 0. So when you project the object, when it reaches the 0 velocity, it would be the maximum height from this projection point. This is the projection point. From this it is h1. From ground it should be 15 plus h1. Okay, fine. From the top is 5 meter. From the ground, it should be 5 plus 15 meters. Okay, fine. Now one more case is there in oblique collision from the height. Now can you solve that? I'm just giving you the concept there. Again, you take the height to be, say, take the height as 10 meters. Okay, take the height as 10 meters. Okay, now we have an oblique collision. Now we are throwing the object with velocity, say 10 root 2 from this 45 degree from the horizon. Now can you find the range, height? Height you don't have to find height. Range and time of the flight. Can you find this? You don't understand? We are throwing the object from a height of 10 meter with the velocity of 10 root 2 from the horizontal downward. Now we are throwing the downward here. Okay. Now find the range, time of the flight and velocity. And velocity when it hit the ground. Velocity when it hits the ground. Okay. Fine. Okay, so what is the path of the projectile in this case? It would be like this. The path would be like this. Again, the projectile path will be there. Now this is your range. Okay. The method remains same only. If you understand the method, then it is not a very difficult problem. This velocity will have two components. One along the horizontal, which is 10 meter per second. Vertical will be again 10 meter per second. So ux will be equal to how much? 10 meter per second. Uy will be equal to minus 10 meter per second. Did you understand why minus here? Because the initial velocity along the y-axis will be on the negative side. So it should be minus 10 meter per second. Okay. What is sy here? Means vertical displacement minus 10 meters. Yes or no? Correct na? Minus 10 meters. Okay. Now we have to find the time of the flight. So we can use the equation of motion there, that sy equal to uyt plus half ayt square. Sy is how much? Minus 10 equal to uy is how much? Minus 10 into t minus half into 10 into t square. So we will get 10 get cancelled out. We get minus 2 equal to minus 2t minus t square plus we can do here. Okay. So t square plus 2t minus 2 equal to 0. Okay. T square minus 2t minus 2 equal to 0. So what time you are getting? What is the time you are getting here? Tell me. Time of the flight, what you will get? 1 plus root 3. Okay. So t will be equal to how much? See, this would be what? 2. I think t will come as how much? Minus b minus 2 plus minus root of b square is how much? 4 plus 4 into 2 4 into 2 divided by 2 into 1. Okay, so minus 2 plus minus square root of 4 to 8 12 by 2. Okay, so it should come as minus 2 plus root 12 by 2. Okay, somewhat this type will come. We can write this as what? 4 into 3, so 2 root 3. Yes, so it would be 2 root 3 minus 2 by 2. 2 root 3 minus 2 by 2. This is the time taken. Okay. So time taken is this. Then range. The time taken will come as root 3 minus 1. So root 3 is how much? 1.732. So 0.73 second is the answer. Is the time taken. Okay. 0.73 is the time taken here. Time of the flight. So time of flight will come as 0.73 seconds. Next thing what we have to find, the range. So range will be equal to how much? Ux into t, so which is 10 into 0.73 meters. 10 into 0.73 means 7.3 meter is the range. Okay, 0.73 is the range here. Now we can find the velocity also. Okay, there is no problem in finding velocity. Fine. So I hope you understand the concept here. Yes or no? So whatever type of projection will come, you have to find the initial velocity, final velocity, then you can find the time taken. Okay. Because the direction of velocity is negative side, na? See, this will have negative side velocity. That is why minus there. Ux will be positive side because it is on the right side. Okay. Now yesterday I have given you some homework. Can you tell me which homework you have done? Projectile is over now. Okay. What all topic on in projectile is there I have completed. Now we'll do some practice problem. Okay. We have completed all the types of projectile. Okay. So what all question you have doubt, you can tell me. Which question you have doubt in the previous homework? Okay. Question number 8 you have problem? Question number 8 you have problem? Question number 8. Question number 9. 9 is the problem. 9th. 10th. 9th is the problem. Okay. 9th. Okay. Okay. So 9th problem is that you take out your Seeker's material. Take out your Seeker's material. Okay. And see question number 9 there. A particle is projected from the ground at some angle with the horizontal. Let P be the point of maximum height h. So the particle is projected. The particle is projected from the ground. This is question number 9 from Seeker's material. Okay. Question number 9 from Seeker's material. A particle is projected from the ground at some angle theta with the horizontal. So we are throwing the object at an angle of theta from the horizontal. P be the point of maximum height. So this particle will follow projectile path and the maximum height will be h, we can say at point P is the maximum height. Okay. At what height above the P should the particle be aimed to have the range equal to maximum height? Okay. Okay, so the question is the particle is projected from the ground at some angle with the horizontal. R is the range to have maximum height h. At what height above the P? At what height above the P should a particle be aimed so that range and height are equal? Okay. So can you find? See, let us suppose we project the particle at an angle theta dash. Okay, such that such that range and height is same. Okay, the range and height is same. Okay, so if the range and height is same, then r must be equal to h dash. Okay, sorry, h dash must be equal to range r. Okay, so when can this be equal? U square sine square theta dash by 2g is the height, should be equal to u square sine of 2 theta dash by g. Okay, so what angle we are getting here? This would be how much? Okay, so let me draw again. Okay, wait. U square sine square theta by 2g is the height h. Okay, now at what angle we should project? So that range and height are same. Okay, so range and height are same, then theta dash would be equal to how much? Theta dash. Let us suppose we are projecting with theta dash, then range and height are same. Okay, range is say r and height is r. Range is say r and height is h dash. Okay, in that case h dash must be equal to r, that is equal to tan theta dash must be equal to 4. Okay, in this case what is the range? U square sine 2 theta by g. Okay, fine. What if, how we will do this? Tell me. Angle is tan inverse of 4. Okay, then what we should do? Question number 9, how we will solve? Two h plus h equal to 4h. Okay, then see here I am not able to understand one thing, that the range they are talking about is same as the previous range or the this range. Range equal to maximum height. The range is same or not? Same as the previous one. If range is same as the previous one, then we can get then we can say that theta dash will be 90 minus theta. Okay, let me see after that. Okay, I'll solve this problem. Okay, just wait. Can you tell me the next problem which you want me to explain? This I will just think and do it. Okay. Next problem. Question number 10. Okay, I'll do question number 9. Okay, just wait. I will just look at that question and tell you. A projectile has a time of flight t and range as r. If the time of the flight is doubled, keeping the angular projection as same, what happens to the range? Okay, so a projectile has a time period of t and range r. Has a range r and time period is t. Okay, if the time of the flight is doubled, keeping the angular projection as same, what happened to the range? Now if theta is same, but the time of flight becomes 2 times. Okay, the theta is same, but the time of flight is now 2 times. Then what is the range r dash? That we have to find. Okay, that we have to find. So how will you solve this? First of all, time of the flight in the first case, that must be equal to 2uy by g is the time of the flight. Okay, 2uy by g. Fine. Okay, time of flight is 2uy by g. And what is the range here? So range for the first case, that would be equal to uy into ux, 2uy into ux by g. This is the range or not? 2ux into uy by g. Okay. Now can you say that the range is proportional to time, means range is equal to 2 times of ux, sorry, ux into time of the flight. We can say range equal to ux into time of the flight t. Yes or no? Ux into time of the flight. Now if ux will not change the time of flight, now if the time of flight become 2 dash, then what should be the range here? Range also become 2 times of r. So the answer should be 2r. Range is equal to ux into time t. Okay, ux into time t. So it is proportional to time of the flight. It is proportional to the time of the flight. So if the time is 2 times, if t is 2 times, the range will be 2 times. Answer is 2r. Okay, fine. Answer is 2r here. Okay, so answer for 10 part is 2r. 4r. Why? Why it is 4r? Let me check again. See, range will be equal to 2 times of ux into time of flight. Okay. Now, if theta is same, range time of flight become 2 times. So, in this case, what is the time of the flight? 2t, which is how much? 2 into ux into uy by g. Okay, yes. Correct. So, here velocity projection is u. Here we can take u dash. So, this would be what? U dash, ux dash, and this would be uy dash. Okay, so time of the flight is 2 uy dash by g, t dash. Okay, this t dash equal to 2 times of t. Okay, which means what? 2 uy dash by g must be equal to 2 uy by g. Okay, 4 uy by g. So I think uy dash must be equal to 2 times of uy. This is correct now? Yes, na. So uy dash must be equal to 2 times of uy. Okay. So uy dash is 2 times of uy. So range will be equal to how much? If uy, which means what? So uy dash must be equal to 2 times of uy. 2 times of uy. Uy dash means u dash sine theta must be equal to 2 times of u sine theta. So sine theta get cancel out, means u dash is equal to 2 times of u. So we are projecting the body with the velocity of 2u. Okay, fine. Then the range will be equal to 2 times of 2 times of u. Okay, so this would be 2ux. This would be 2ux. This would be 2uy. Okay, so this would be what? 2. I think range would be equal to 2 times of 2 into 2ux into 2uy by g. This will be 4 times of r. Okay, r dash will be equal to 4 times of r. This is the answer. 4r is the answer. Velocity of projection will be 2 times of the initial velocity. Then only we have the time of flight as 2. Okay, so the answer of r dash will be equal to 4r in this case. Okay, any other problem? Question number 12, you have problem? Question number 12 I have done. The same type of problem I have done in question number 12. Okay. So see here in the question number 10th, see question number 10. This is question number 10th here. Ninth, okay. Let me explain ninth. See 11th I have done, I think. 11th, okay. 11th. A ball is thrown from a point with the speed of v naught. A ball is thrown from a point with the speed of v naught at an angle of theta. From the same point at the same instant, a person start running. A person start running with a constant speed of v by 2. A person will start running on the same platform with the speed of v naught by 2 to catch the ball. Will the person able to catch the ball? Okay, so we are throwing the object with the speed of v naught at an angle of theta. Okay, so when it can catch the ball, when the time of the flight of ball and time taken should be same. Okay, which means the range he will catch. Okay, he can catch. How will he catch? First of all, find the time of the flight. So time of the flight for the ball will be equal to 2 2 2 v naught sine theta by g is the time of the flight of the ball. Okay, and the range of the ball will be equal to how much? That is v naught sine 2 theta by g. If the person catches the ball, it has to cover the same range r. Okay, the range for this person should be same. That must be equal to v naught by 2 into capital T must be equal to v naught sine 2 theta by g. T is the time of the flight, so it should be v naught by 2 into 2 v naught sine theta by G must be equal to V naught into 2 sine theta cos theta by G. So V naught get cancel out. Fine. So we get speed into time. Okay, 2 V naught. Okay. This would be V naught square. I think range would be V naught square by 2 sine theta. Okay. So V naught square will get cancel out. We are getting something around half. Cos theta is equal to half. Therefore, theta is equal to 60 degree. So if we throw the object at angle of 60 degree, it will the person will catch the ball. Okay, fine. Theta is 90 degree, then it will catch the ball. Fine. So for catching the ball, the horizontal range of the person and time of the flight, the ball should be same. Okay, fine. Okay, I think time is up. Question number 9, I will explain you next class. Okay, let me see why I'm not able to solve this. Okay. So 9th I will solve and tell you tomorrow on the next class. Fine. Your projectile is over, so we need to just discuss the CCAS material. Okay, fine. Angle remains same, but velocity should be changed. Now that is why. Okay. Doubt class is. I don't think doubt class is there today. No doubt class is there. Okay, so thank you all.